Keep on complaining again, and you love to blame it all on my friends. And Shawty got me going crazy. Lately, all she do is test me. Not liking the way that you move. It's the thing that you...
Hey guys, long time no see. Today I decided to do a story time, and because you guys, like the whole Dunkin' Donuts series and everything, I decided to keep it, on the same path or whatever. So today I'm going to be talking about my Dunkin' Donuts stalker. Guys, I cannot make this up. I had Dunkin' Donuts stalker. It was so freaking weird. So pretty much, let me just tell you the background information or whatever. So as you guys know, if you've seen my previous videos or whatever, you guys know that I've been working at Dunkin' Donuts, on and off for 2 years now. You guys know that I just went back a couple weeks ago, so it's been 2 years on and off. So when this situation happened, I was at Dunkin' for maybe a year or a little bit over a year. So I can't even okay, so there was this customer and he was a regular, everybody knew his order. He used to come at least twice a day. In the mornings he would come in the front, he would come inside, and in the afternoon he would usually come through the drive-thru. So literally everybody knew him. He was a regular. Morning shift knew him, afternoon and closing knew him, everybody knew him, So one morning my manager asked me if I can work in the front counter, so just deal with the people that come inside, make their coffee, cash them out, all that good stuff. And it was different because I was usually always in the drive-thru. So I was yeah, sure, it's something different. I'm never up here. It's a lot more calm in the front than it is in drive-thru. So I was yeah, I'm all for it. Let's go. So I'm in the front and I was making drinks and my coworker was cashing people out. So when this guy came in, he was oh, is so-and-so here, asking for my manager. And I was yeah, she's here, she's in her office. And he was oh, well, can she make my coffee? I was I know how to make your coffee, I got you, joking around with him, being lighthearted and everything, kind of making conversation with him because good customer service. So he was laughing, but he was no, she just makes it really good, cause she just come out here and make it. And I was you got it, okay, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. It was cute at first, us going back and forth, no, I got you. And you're no, forget it, I'm gonna just go get her. So I got her, she came up, she was talking to him, made his coffee or whatever, and he was still there after she walked away. And I was okay. So he was oh, can I take you out to dinner? And I was so I played him and I was no, I couldn't make your coffee, right? Go ask so-and-so out, my manager. I'm gonna just call my manager so-and-so, and I'm gonna call this guy old dude, cause I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah, get into it.
So I was nah, go ask so-and-so to go out to dinner. You wanted her to make your coffee so bad, so you go, ask her. And he was no. First of all, he was he was I'm asking you. And I was oh, well, trying to say no in so many words. And then he got the hint or whatever, and old boy left. And then he keeps coming in saying hi to me. There was one time, it was at 4 o'clock in the morning, because I'm the opener, I'm usually opener, and he came at 4 o'clock in the morning. Actually, pause, before that, he asked me one day when he came in, he was oh, when do you work, what are your hours? And I was I didn't tell him exactly my hours, but I said I'm an opener. And he was oh, so you're here pretty early? And I was yeah, yeah, what? Yeah, I'm here early. This by now. You're a regular customer and you only see me in the mornings. Yeah, I'm here early. So anyway, old dude, I told him that I was the opener, and the next day, we opened at 4 o'clock in the morning. Old dude came at 4:05 in the drive-thru, and I'm so at this point, it's me, what's the name? My manager, and the baker, So I'm up front, you know, doing the donut case, opening up, you know, because we just opened, so I'm still doing stuff to open up. And he was like, he saw me, but I was walking away from the drive-through window. And he was like, oh, is that my friend over there? And I hear him, and my manager is like, yeah, she's working. Because at this point, everybody knows that he literally, like, comes there, gets his coffee, and stays literally just to talk to me. And she was like, yeah, she's working. Like, pretty much, like, leave her alone. And guys, there was some stuff that, like, I was thinking about making this video, and I was like, nah, that's kind of corny, but, like, it gets better, I promise. So after that, you know, I see him a couple more times, you know, pretty much every day. It's like a high and bye situation most of the time, because, like, I try to play it off like, oh, we're so busy, like, I can't work, like, I can't talk to you, I mean. I will never forget this. It was a Saturday morning, and like I said, I'm an opener, and it was not like, it was morning shifts. I mean, I was opening, and so it's still dark outside. We open at 4 o'clock. Old dude probably got there at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock maybe, but it's still dark outside. Like, it's dark outside. So like I said, when I'm opening up and stuff, I do the donut case. So I put the donuts on the case, like I put them on the display or whatever, you know, make everything look nice in the front and in drive-thru and everything. But at this time, at this moment, I was in the front. I was at the front counter by myself. We're not even open yet, so it had to be like 4 o'clock in the morning, pitch black outside. Guys, I can't. Okay, this man, this old dude, he knocks on the window from outside, because mind you, we're closed, so the doors aren't open. Actually, no, we just opened. I'm lying. We just opened. We just freaking opened. We just opened. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, let me bring that back. So we were open, because I'm just remembering all of this. Like, as I'm telling this story, I'm remembering so much stuff that happened, and I just can't. So we were open, so it had to be like 4 o'clock, between 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, and I hear some like knocking or whatever. So I'm like, it's only 3 of us here. I'm the only one in the front, and the 2 are all the way in the back. So like, what is that? So I'm just like, nah, I'm bugging. Maybe I'm really hearing my coworkers like in the back doing some stuff. You know, the baker be slamming stuff. You know, it's whatever. So I hear it again. I happen to look at the front door. This man is banging on the front window with a white bandana on and like black clothes on, and I'm just like, what in the world is like wrong with him? What is wrong with him? You couldn't just come inside? Like, we're open. And I pointed to the door, and I was like, we're open, like, you can come in. Like, I gestured, I was like, you can come inside. And he was like, no, like, come. And I was like, yeah, no, like, you come in here, 'cause I'm not going out there, it's dark outside and you're crazy, like, I'm getting crazy vibes, like, no. So I was like, yeah, no, you can come here. So then he starts walking towards the door, and the way the doors are set up is there's one door on the outside, and then you have to like walk through another door. So like, you go through the first door, then you have to walk through another door to get all the way inside. So he opens that first door from outside, and I open the door from the inside, and we kind of meet like in the middle thing or whatever. And he was like, oh, I didn't want to come in because I didn't want to embarrass you in front of your coworkers. And I was like, what? Mind you, I already let my manager know that he was here, because I'm not going to that door and getting kidnapped. That's out. Like, yeah. So I let her know, and she was like, she was watching me or whatever, but he was like, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of your coworkers, whatever. And he hands me a note, and I'm like, what the heck? I cannot make this stuff up. When I tell you this, I cannot make this stuff up. Like, literally. This note says, and I quote, because I took a picture of it, and I was like, yo, you guys are like, I posted it on my Snapchat, and I was like, yo, like, this guy's really crazy, like, what the heck? Okay, he said, and I quote, he said, I think you are a very beautiful and sexy woman, and I'd really like to talk sometime. I can't. I'm like cringing right now. He was like, so if you would like, mind you, there's no punctuation in this, so yeah. Anyways, and so if you would like to, my number is da 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 da. Okay. I'm cringing right now. Like, I can't. And then he was like, if you're not interested and don't text me, I will never bother you again. But I really do hope to hear from you. And then he signs off with his name. Guys, I was so embarrassed. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for this man. Like, I was like embarrassed for him. You're a grown man. Like, it's obvious that he's a grown man. Like, you look like a grown man. And I look like I'm freaking 12. Okay, I gassed it. I look like I'm at least like 16, 17. You look like you're 40. You look 40. I'm sorry, you look 40. Yeah, you look 40. Anyways, so he gives me this note, and I didn't even look at it. I didn't even read it. I didn't look at it. I folded it up and put it in my back pocket. And my manager was like, what was that he gave you? I was like, he gave me a note. And she was like, what? Oh my God, he did what? Da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, I didn't even read it. And she was like, let me read it. So she read it. She starts dying. She starts laughing. Like, she thinks I'm funny. And I'm like, let me see the note. So I read it, and I'm just like, so embarrassed. I asked him how old he was, and y'all want to know how old he said? He said he was 42. And I was like, no, sir, you're 42. And I was 19 at the time. No, I was 19, you're 42. You were graduating college when I was born, sir. You were graduating college. No, sir. You were graduating college when I was born. You were 23. No, sir. No, sir. No. So then I see him a couple more times when he comes in. He was like, oh, you don't text me, da da da. And I told him, like, no. And then I saw him a couple more times. He came in or whatever, and he spoke to me, and he was trying to, like, you know, start small talk with me, like, oh, I haven't heard from you, da 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 da. And then he mentioned that I was in college, and I was like, oh yeah, how did you know? And he was like, oh, because I saw the thing on your back phone, because I used to have like that little wallet thing that you stick on the back of your phone, and it had the letters from my school or whatever. And he thought that I went to a different school. I was like, oh, how did you ever see that? You wanna know what this man said to me? You wanna know what this man said? He was like, oh, I was looking at your butt and I saw it in the back of your pocket, da da da. I was like, that's like, stop, like, God. I was so like, I was done. I was so done. And after that, he kept coming and like making it known that like he wanted to talk to me because I wasn't texting him. Like, he made it known that like when he was coming to Dunkin' Donuts, he was making it known that he wanted to talk to me and that he wanted to see me. And you know, I work with some like older people that are around his age, and there was this one lady, and she wasn't having it. She told him, she was like, stop talking to her. She's not interested and you're mad old. Like, leave her alone. Like, she put him in his spot. And ever since then, I guess he was embarrassed or whatever. And he just hasn't spoke to me and like whatever. You know how I told you guys that I started back a couple weeks ago? One of my coworkers said that he came in the front counter, you know, like he usually does. And I was in drive-thru. And apparently he saw me, looked at me, and walked out. Like, he just walked out. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I still see him now. Like, I see him every once in a while, but he doesn't say anything to me, and it's so awkward. I'm like, can you stop making it awkward? Like, if I say hi, how are you, you can answer. Like, I don't know, you're making it weird. But anyways, guys, that was my story. It was not it. Like, and then when I used to not even be at work, sometimes he would literally ask for my schedule. Like, when is she gonna be here next? What days does she work? Do you know what time she leaves? Da 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 da. Like, really like doing the most. And my manager almost had to ban him because like he was doing too much. You're doing way too much. Like, stop. Like, anyways. But yeah, if you guys like that story time, I have a bunch of more, like I have a bunch of stalker story time situations from Dunkin, from TJ Maxx, from all of, pretty much a lot of my jobs. Like there's been a lot of situations with stalkers, so if you guys want to hear about them, let me know in the comments. Tune in, I got you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.
I'm the type that wanna show it when it's perfect. I wasted almost 10 years, was it worth it? Sat back, made hella tracks, but I never put them out, so now it's time to face facts. Got the drive, but I never got the view. I made some hits, but I didn't make the move. But I do what I have to just to make sure we ain't never going back.